guys, welcome back to my channel. It's G from Happiness and Crafting. So as you can see, I am going to be doing a little tester on this fab guillotine trimmer from Vevor. Now it is a pretty heavy duty machine, so this isn't for your sort of average crafter for cutting 1 or 2 sheets of paper. This will cut up to 400 sheets. So if you have a business, you make you go to craft shows and things like that, and you make little booklets, calendars, anything like that, this is fantastic, and it will save you so much time. I have been having a little test and it is brilliant. So it's pretty big and pretty heavy. So I'm just going to tell you, I did write down the dimensions in inches as well. So it will cut, like I said, it will cut 400 sheets of paper. This is the 12-inch one, but you can get a 17-inch one, which is obviously a little bit bigger, which is A3. It is 20.2 inches by, so that 20.2 is the length. The width is 15.1 inches, and the height when the little handle is down is 12.5 inches. So that's 51.5 centimeters by 38.5 centimeters by 32 centimeters. So it is quite big, and it is nearly 12 kilos in weight. So it is pretty sturdy, but you have to have it sturdy so it doesn't move while you're cutting the paper. But it is lovely, really lovely. So I'm just gonna go through and just cut a few pieces of paper. I've got a little sort of like notebook that I have sort of made, and I wanted to trim it up, so I thought we'd go through that as well. So I'm just going to turn it this way a little bit so you can see here. Let me just see if I can just go in just a little bit like that. So you can see. So again, we have got the measurements in inches and centimeters on here. This is a little, let's come back out again. So this is really good because it's got everything, you know, the measurements, so you can just do it. Now this is a tiddly bit wobbly, so make sure when you're lining it up that you line it up with one of your lines like that, and do it really tight and hold this end bit, because I think that will just hold that, so when you're doing it, so this doesn't move about too much, and push that down really tight. So that's where you butt up your paper while you cut it. So it's fab. This little handle here, let's come out again like that. We have, I'm going to turn it this way, we've got this little handle here, and this is what holds the paper down with. So say you've got like 50 sheets of paper in there, to stop them moving about, this has got a little mechanism which pushes down and holds the paper in place, which is great. So you know it's not going to all move about, so that's fantastic. And then the actual lever, which is here, this is a little release button, so this comes down. So when you've got this is the handle here, when it cannot come down until you press this release button, undoes the lock, and then this handle will come down like that. So it's fantastic. I'm going to take the camera off and just give you a little view around it so that you can actually see. Okay guys, so this, like I said, this is the measurements along here. This is your one so that we can line up the paper properly. We've got the press button here, which is the lock mechanism. So as you lift it up, it unlocks it so that the handle will come down. So this, when you push the handle back up, make sure that clicks so you know that it's safe. So, and then on this side, I'm just going to turn this around. We have the bit where it cuts the paper. So this little bit here winds up and down. Probably see it better from the other side. I'll show you in a minute. This red bit, this little line in here, is where the guillotine comes down and cuts. So that's the bit, the little line there is where it's going to cut. This is just a little holder for your little leftover bits of paper that will fall off. So that's really good. So it's lovely. It's really sturdy, and always read your instruction manual as well, because it has got a great big blade in it. So this side, I'm going to just show you here. If I wind the handle down, that's right down, and you'll see a little gap. You'll see the sunlight coming through from my window. There we go. So that just comes right up, depending on how many bits of paper that you want to put in there. And then you just rotate that round and it will hold them in place. So love it, absolutely love it. I think it's fantastic. Okay, so I'm going to move this around like this so you can actually see. Like that, so we can actually see what we're doing on this bit. So it will cut. Right, I have got just some copy paper here. So I've got some copy paper, I have got a bit of recycled paper, and I also have some chipboard. Now this is fantastic. I always have problems cutting chipboard because my cutters don't cut it, and to get a really nice sharp good cut, this is fantastic, and that means that I can make lots more journals. This is the one that I've made. I've just got some paper, put one of my digitals on there, folded it in half, and we are going to cut that down so it's all nice and straight. And this is how I did it. Pop one on top. I folded my top paper in half. I stapled it like that. I didn't bother folding this like that, but I will, once you stapled it, fold it in half like so, where the staples are. Look how thick that is. That's really thick. And we will just squash that down, pop that into the trimmer and trim that up. So we will do that in a second. And this is one that I made earlier. It's just a little notebook. I cut these to sides, I glued at the top, and then we have one of these lovely little notebooks where we can pull off paper like that. So if you make these are fab. So you know everything is in really straight and everything. So let's do a little bit of cutting. I'm just going to take some plain copy paper. Now it does come with this, which goes in here, and it is a little protector, but I've taken it off because I want you to be able to see this bit here for me to be cutting it. So I'm going to just make sure this is up so we can get some paper through. Pop that in. This comes with it as well. I'm going to just turn it around this way, and what this does, you sort of like butt that up so it's nice and straight like that. So you know everything is straight. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to pop that in there. We should just have that. I'm going to wind this little handle down, and you can see there that that's not going to move. That's sturdy in there. I'm going to press my little lever, unlock it, and then I'm just going to push that down, and that just cuts it off like that. So how clean is that? Beautiful clean cut, which is great. And that's a little tray that it will fall into. We undo the little latch, and there we go. It's just cut it lovely. So I'm going to take these little pieces, bring this round. I'm going to, can you see, just bring this in, and we can go into, say, I don't know, about 3.5 inches. Do that up nice and tight. Just going to go around this way. Take these little bits of paper like that, pop them in, make sure that's all nice, wind that down nice and tight. This isn't one for sort of like 1 or 2 pieces of paper. This is for you know, a few. I've probably got about 15 or so there. Unwind it, and look, so this is a little bit grubby on here because it's new. It's got oil on it, so make sure if you're doing stuff, put a little piece of copy paper over your work just to make sure you don't get anything on it until you've used it for a little bit. I'm going to pop that back in there again, wind down the handle, and just chop that little bit. It's so easy. It just makes life so much easier. And now I have 2 lots with the same, like that. And then what we can do, you pop a little bit of glue across the top there, and you've got yourself a lovely little notebook. So that's fab. Love them. So I know what I will be making. Right, I'm going to take our little notebook here. I don't need this. I'm going to take this notebook. Okay, I'm going to pop it inside because this is the front cover, and obviously it's smaller than my papers. So, and I'm going to line it up with this little line. I'm going to come in a little bit so you can see. You can see it cutting on here. So try and line that up with the line. I'm going to pop my handle down, release that, and then just cut through there like that. Look at that, and that just cuts off. Undo that. Look how lovely that is. Look, just a fresh, clean cut. Just amazing. Going to pop, oh, you probably didn't see that. That was a bit close, wasn't it? Sorry. I'll show you in a second. Again, I'm going to wind that down. So it's clamped. This is the clamp. We shall cut that again. Can you see it? Just cutting through there. Just fabulous. Undo that. That's come off, look. I'm going to come back out again so you can have a look. And then this is my little notebook, cut absolutely perfect. So how simple is that? You don't have to, if you're making lots, you don't have to just put 1 in. You could put 4 or 5 in, depending on obviously how many sheets of paper you've got in there. But how easy was that? Absolutely fantastic. So I'm going to show you now with a piece of chipboard. So I'll pop that on the side, and this, I think this is a couple of millimeters of chipboard, but it's just brilliant. So I'm going to just come in again up to there, take those off, put that there. So again, this is the line. Can you see? Yeah, this is the line where you want to. So again, if you, let me just come out and just show you, hang on a sec. I'm going to draw a line on here. Let's just put this down. Whether this is going to be straight, I'm just going to draw a line down there so you can see. Then we'll pop this back through. Let's come in. So you can see that little pencil line that I've just done. It probably is probably not the straightest on there, but that's where it's going to cut. I'm going to wind my little handle down, pop that down, and then that just cuts. Look how simple, straight down that lovely line there. Can you see? Just so easy. And again, like I said, it's not just one piece of chipboard at a time. You can do a big pile of them. So we could sort of like, I'm just going to put 3 of them on top of each other. Let's wind this up so we can fit them underneath. Put that down. Doesn't really matter where they go. Wind this back down again. So this is 3 pieces of chipboard in there. Press our little button, and that just goes through there. So easy. Unwind that, and there we go. Look at that, all lovely, cleanly done. So you can get really accurate cut on these, which is brilliant. And the other thing I wanted to show you, if you had some like odd bits of paper, I'm just using this. Oh my gosh, there we go. Let me just show you this, because I didn't do that, did I? This is a nice clean cut through there. Look at that, it's all smooth and lovely. So what I'm going to do with this, I'm just going to fold these willy-nilly like that. I'm going to cut this, I'm going to fold this in half like that. So say you've got sort of like odd bits of paper, card, you wanted to make a little booklet, fold them like that. This end needs to be sort of straight. Pop it into your little cutter, pop that down, wind your little handle, take your cutter, chop that down. I like the way you've got the handle and it holds the paper down, because what a big difference that makes to making sure that you have a really clean cut. Look at that. Open that up. Take this side, pop that in there. Again, I'm not measuring anything here, I'm just sort of cutting this. When you put the handle up, make sure it clicks, so then the handle cannot come back down again. And then look at that, we've just made another little quick simple notebook. And I think the best thing about it is that you can do, like, you know, a big pile at a time, so it will take you no time at all. Right, so this is the other booklet that I did. Like I said, I just popped some sheets of paper. These haven't even been folded. This is what I did just now. This one I folded the top one just to make sure I have a fold mark to pop in the staples. Now obviously it's not going to cut through staples or metal or anything like that, so don't put the staples where you're going to cut. It's just a paper and card. So that's folded like that. I'm going to open this up, pop this through. Let me open up a little bit more. Make sure I am lined up like that. We will squash this down. Oh my gosh, I could be here all day cutting bits of paper. It's so satisfying. Pop that in like that. Look at that lovely clean cut. Then we're going to go for this bit. So if you're a journal maker, when you fold paper, you always get this little bit that comes out like that, because obviously the fold is not always the same. The inside bits are going to be longer, so they stick out. So this is just perfect. So I'm going to pop that in there like that. Again, I'm going to take the handle, push that down, and just cut down like that. So this would normally take a long time with a knife to do that cutting. So look at that. And that's quite a few pages in there. So what I need to do is just make sure that's folded down a bit better. And we have another little journal. How simple. Love them. So there we go, guys. This is the Vevor paper trimmer. So all of the little bits go in there. Now, if you order one of these and you get one, make sure you put this guard back on. I only took it off because you couldn't see what I was doing. So I've taken that off. It comes with Allen keys here. So with these little bits can be altered or taken out. This comes out, actually. This is the cutter, and you can turn it round. So if you do a lot of cutting, and this gets worn out, you can lift this out, turn it over, and it's square, so there's 4 sides to it. So you've got 4 chances of using it, if you know what I mean. But again, it will take you a long time, I think, to go through that. But I am loving it. I think it's a fantastic machine, and I know I'm going to get a lot of use out of it, especially for chipboard. I have, such trouble cutting through chipboard, and this is just so simple, like that. And again, you can have your chipboard, if you put your little paper on there, stick your chipboard to the back, you can cut out lovely. Or you can have a whole piece of this whole pads are stuck onto a chipboard, and you can cut them all to size. So it just saves so much time, and it's fantastic. So that is your Vevor guillotine trimmer. I'll pop all the details under the video, but it's a fantastic machine. It's very, very time saving. If you are a paper lover and love cutting paper and making booklets, you might make your own books, and you've been wanting to get one of these, but I think it's really, really handy. Really, really good. So there we go, guys. Details will be under the video, so please go pop along and have a look. So thank you so much for joining me. Have a fantastic rest of the day. Take care, stay safe, and I will see you soon. Alright guys, bye bye.